超开心，超开心。本来我们去就是一般找口罩都去那个，然后就找到了，太开心了。还有再示范一下，在城市外面的人就是比较 nice。Thank you so much. You're so kind. 他们还不知道谢给我，赶紧买单走人。说话
Hey, Shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem, Wachak, Wadash, the apostles and elders, the great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to you, sincere Akim there pushing the truth across the four corners of the earth. All right, I'm the brother Shaman from Great Millstone, St. Louis. Back at it again, man. We got more madness in Babylon on our way out. And this video is just to kind of highlight, because it's something that Israel has been teaching for years, that we do have enemies. Okay, that we do have enemies, and one of the things that the scriptures tells you, they say what a friend cannot be known in. As a matter of fact, let me get it. All right, because what this heathen did is she bought up all the gloves out the masks out of the hardware store. You know what I'm saying? She's talking shit to her group buddies on the live. She's basically talking shit. I don't understand goop, but that's basically in a nutshell what's going on. And for years, man, you still have our people who cape to these devils, try to tell us, oh well, we have to stop we want discrimination against us to stop. We have to stop it with them. Nah, these people are forever our enemies, and that's why intersectionality never works. Us coming together with them to make a covenant with them, it never works. All right, and we have examples of the scriptures where it actually says the same thing. Okay, that's why Esau, just like the census just came out, Esau is constantly putting that census out because they want understanding of what people are in this nation and from where, and who they are, because they want to make sure that their hand is basically steady while they're in their rulership. I'll put it like that. And it says, yep, Sirach 12:8, that friend cannot be known in prosperity, and the enemy cannot be hidden in adversity. Not just this lady, but you got the other one too in Brooklyn, where the Amalekite, they called him, the federal government came and jumped down on him because he also bought up all the masks and shit. Okay, just exactly what this lady's doing, and then you got more people too. You know what I'm saying? So not only is it a pandemic, you got all this shit going on. People are actually dying. Even though we know, of course, this is sent from the Most High, but if you were looking at it in a sense of survival, or I could just use what I'm given and I'm gonna be okay. I'm just saying, looking through that lens, you don't have much of a chance, man, because you got all kind of division and you got all kind of contrary motherfuckers around you, like this woman who was just here basically just to cause chaos. Okay. I thought I could have swore. Yeah, so I didn't leave a single mask for the Americans. We don't need to hear what she's saying or understand whatever language she's speaking, Chinese or whatever the fuck, to understand that this is the enemy, And this is the kind of shit that happens when you let an enemy into your nation, all right? That's why the scriptures also say, oh, let me get that. Say what? Where's Moabite should not come into the congregation? Yeah, she bought all the masks and gloves and all that shit. Of course, you know, she's gonna sell it for a marked up price. Alright. And that's what happens when these heathens do business with Esau. They operate under the guise of the devil. Alright. That's why a lot of the women, you know, of all nations really, Moab, Ammon, Japheth, and some of these Israelite women, they get with Esau, and then, you know, we call them a bed wench or whatever, but they operate under that energy of the devil, all right? And we know that that's true because, you know, whatever woman you get with, she's gonna kind of be under your vibration. Brothers know that, right? And that's why another thing too, man. Through the Spirit, brothers been putting up videos to a lot of these women. Because you got a lot of sisters out here who are sincere, or maybe they're insincere, but they're pretending to be sincere. Hey, this is serious. You know, this thing is serious. This isn't something where, you know, we're just talking shit. You know, we come online, we have some little pretend game, you know, shalom, and then go about, you know, the regular lives, and, you know, the shit doesn't matter. No, this is for real. All right, we really believe everything that's written in these scriptures is going to happen, including the persecution of a lot of women, especially the Israelite women. All right, that's why, you know, brothers is trying to exhort these women, man. You better, it's time to tighten up, baby. We're coming to the end of the line. All right. Okay, boom. Deuteronomy 23:3. It said, an Ammonite or a Moabite shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord. Even to the 10th generation shall they not enter into the congregation of the Lord forever. There you go. So they can never fucking, number two, going back to verse 2. Deuteronomy 23:2. I got it on my phone. It said, a bastard shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord. Even to his 10th generation shall he not enter into the congregation of the Lord. And there you go. That's why, man, because you allow bastards, you allow people with that vibration of the devil, you know, come amongst you and to come into something that's holy, you know. And that's ultimately why the tares and the wheat have to be separated, because there's still a lot of tares amongst us. There's a lot of people who, they're dark skinned, they look just like us, but when you talk to them, you deal with them, you know, their spirit is different, man. It's just different. It's like, man, this motherfucker's a terror, you know? They might even have an afro, all that shit. Nah, this person's a terror. And this is Luke 16 and 21. This is the parable of Lazarus. And it actually talks about it. It said, desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from a rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. Yeah, and you know, when the parable of Lazarus, you know, Lazarus represents Israel. They represent Israel, and then the rich man, of course, represents Esau. Okay, and then the dogs, they represent these other heathen nations who came over and they profited off of us. They came into our neighborhoods. You know, they were able to receive benefits, and they were able to sit, you know, with a higher status than us, when us as the Israelites, Black, Native American, Latino people, who built this place. Okay, they could come here after, some of them, a lot of them, shit, I want to say damn near all of these heathens at some point, they've gone to war with Esau. Damn near all of them. They've gone to war with them, you know, in recent years, and still they can come here and they can still be under the vibration of the devil. Okay, and that just goes to show you that, you know, this place, America, it was never designed to last forever, because Hey, anybody can come, anybody can bring, whatever spirit, whatever nation, they could come, and as long as they were under, the vibration of Esau. Now, under the vibration of Esau, there are divisions, though, and that's where the controversy comes in. Salaki, right? Because they can come here, they can make money, they can oppress us, and then they can go back to their country and they can help fund them to fight against this place, and that's just dumb. All right. So for all people watching, and you still not sure in your mind, like, well, I don't know if these people are my enemies, or they just don't going through it, or Esau gave them a higher status, so they think they just got the wrong idea. No, they're our enemies. Okay, and they've always been our enemies. In fact, let me jump to 1 Maccabees chapter 10. Might be in verse 9. I think it's in verse 9, Salakia. This is first Maccabees 8 and 19. All right, now this is the Israelites. We actually went to Rome, and we were busy. We were in the war with the Greeks. The Greeks were trying to take over and destroy Jerusalem. It was going back and forth between the Maccabees and with them and us. So we went to the Romans to try to make a deal with them, before everything happened. Another way we know that the Apocrypha is all legit, and the story of the Maccabees is legit. Okay, this is First Maccabees 8 and 20 and 19. It said that they went therefore to Rome, which was a very great journey, and came unto the Senate, where they spake and said, Judas Maccabeus with his brethren and the people of the Jews have sent us unto you to make a confederacy of peace with you, and that we might be registered your confederates and friends. So that matter pleased the Romans well, because the Romans, which were also Edomites alongside the Greeks, they wanted to take over. Okay, and we know from history that eventually they did. And they wanted to use us as, a pawn, basically, in their war against the Greeks. Eventually the Greeks did go down and the Romans rose up. Okay, and it said, and this is the which shows you, that Esau's always deals with division in power. Okay, because earlier it actually says, 15, it talks about the Roman Senate. It said, moreover, how they had made for themselves a Senate house wherein 320 men sat and counseled daily, consulting a way for the people, to the end they might be well ordered, right? And that they committed their government to one man every year, Caesar, who ruled over all the country, and that were all obedient to that one, and that there were neither envy nor emulation among them. Okay, which there was envy, but they were subtle. That was subtle. That was the way of the Romans. But anywho, it says, yep, and this is the verse 22, and this is the copy of the epistle which the Senate wrote back again in tables of brass and sent to Jerusalem, that there might have by them a memorial of peace and confederacy, just like they've always done. They made a memorial of peace, and we're all one. Native Americans, they did that. Gads and Reuben, they did that. I'm pretty sure with Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Because a lot of them Edomites, they were moving in, to Europe along with us, and everywhere, man. That's how the devil operates. They know they can't beat you. They come in, And they have to, they can't defeat you externally, so they come in and they take you down internally. And it said, good success be to the Romans and to the people, Salakia, of the Jews by sea and by land forever. The sword also an enemy be far from them. If there come first any war upon the Romans or any of their confederates throughout all their dominion, the people of the Jews shall help them as the time shall be appointed with all their heart. Neither shall they give anything unto them that make war upon them, or aid them with victuals, weapons, money, or ships, as it hath seemed good unto the Romans, but they shall keep their covenant without taking anything therefore. In the same manner also, if war come first upon the nation of the Jews, the Romans shall help them with all their heart, according as the time shall be appointed them. Right? So basically, they made a covenant with the Romans thinking that, it would get the Greeks off their ass. And later we know that was for naught. Okay? And the main point of what I'm trying to say is, we're not looking to make a covenant with Esau. Yeah, they know who we are. Yeah, a lot of them will admit, they're the Israelites. A lot of them have come and bowed down to us on camera and off camera. Oh, we know who you are. Yeah, you're true Israelites. Yeah. But we're not trying to make a covenant with you, all right? We're trying to restore the covenant with the Heavenly Father. Okay, and through all this madness and this bullshit going on, hey, you might choose to put a mask on, gloves on, whatever. But at the end of the day, your faith is going to be in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua over everything. That's why personally I don't wear that shit. I just wash my hands as I've always done. All right. I have faith, this shit. If I get, something or whatever they're trying to say, which, it's kind of been shown that this is kind of a larger, slightly more deadlier version of the flu, the whole corona thing. But hey, like I said, to each his own. Every man as his measure of faith. And shit, if like brothers were going into, if you want to buy a little bit of extra food, maybe a little bit of extra water, because everybody's freaking out, everybody's emptying out the stores and shit, you could do that too. But again, everything is about faith, man. We're faithful that, look, I'm looking to get out here through the strangeness of the salvation that the Lord has set up, okay? Because every man and woman, regardless of how much food you got, how much money you got, wisdom and money or defense, but you still gonna have to go through the fire. You still gonna have to go through the shit. Okay, everybody is. You still gonna have to go through all that stuff. Right? So we're not trusting in the carnal things of this world like these people are, man. It's an insidious idea. They're buying up masks and then trying to sell them back for 5 times the price or 6 times the price. So, hey, that's America, man. It's capitalism. You buy low, you sell high. Shouldn't be anything wrong with that, right? There you go, man. Esau, he doesn't honor and respect his own rules. That's price gouging, which, a whole bunch of the shit that you buy is shit that Esau bought for real low, but they bought it in bulk and then they're selling it back to you for a high amount of money. That's capitalism 101. That's how they going around the world. What does it say? That's that thick clay, that debt that you owe. They charge you high amounts up front, way higher than for what you're receiving. And then now you gotta make that payment. All right, we're subject to payments. So, hey, call on Yahweh Shai. This is why the scriptures is pure, man. It can't be touched, it can't be tampered with. The scriptures is pure. All right, this other shit, as you can see, they running out of masks, they running out of gloves, they running out of things to keep themselves pure. And the funny part is, they were never pure in the first place. And like brothers are bringing out, you can still get sick anyway. There's people who are social distancing and shit, all that shit, they're still getting sick. right? Because we believe that this is something that the Lord has and He's using it to destroy people and bring judgment about fasting so we can speed up and get to, it's part of prophecy. The plague is going through the whole earth, the whole earth. It's part of prophecy. It's part of the plagues of Egypt. All right, so the Lord willing is edifying, call the Lord Yahweh Shai. Hey man, we just keep going, man. Until it's time to stop. Until they shut us down, brothers gonna keep going to the Spirit. Lord willing, so long.